I'm Liang. I'm a lawyer by training, but I also have a grounding in film and in cultural studies. Been an avid reader for comics for a long time, but only in the recent past have I started taking the form seriously. So this course is a way of inviting people to think along with me on how we look at the intersection between comics and the urban imagination. There are a number of reasons why one should perhaps pay more serious attention to comics. Apart from being an extremely popular form, it is also a form that very uniquely represents aspects of life. And while people have scholarly work has always been done on films or on literature, especially in terms of their representation of urban experience, there's been very little scholarly attention paid to comics, both as a form, but also as a unique way of documenting and archiving urban experience. And I feel that there is a specific urbanity in a way to comics because of the fact that a lot of what one uses as a vocabulary for talking about comics, whether it's layouts, it's windows, it's gutters, all of them in a way are derived from the vocabulary of urban life and of urban form. So I think there's an interesting kind of a question that can be raised about how these two experiences actually constantly reference and in a way rewrite each other. So the course introduces people to various kind of theories about comics, especially in terms of the actual experience of it, looking closely at the form. What is it about the form of comics that distinguishes it either from, let's say, cinema or from literature? Because if you look at comics as a unique medium that brings together images and text, it requires a form of reading that draws both from visual theory but also equally from literary theory. And yet at the same time, it can't be collapsed into one or the other. So what the course attempts to do is to introduce people to ways of reading a comic, but then also asks very specific questions in terms of thematics. So we'll look, for example, at the relationship between comics and architecture. We're going to look at the entire question of how comics can be an archive of the urban. And we're also going to look at specifically Indian comics and what the attempt at, in a way, kind of imagining the post-colonial experience has been through comics. So that's broadly a spectrum of some of the issues that we'll cover.